Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. So today I thought that I would do something that I haven't done in a while for you guys, is have some type of curl talk with you. So what I'm going to be doing today is actually answering some of y'all's questions that you guys have left on my videos. So I definitely do my best to answer your questions as you guys are posting them under the video. So thank you so much to all of you who have left me sweet comments and questions. I really do appreciate it. So I do try my best to answer all the questions, or at least acknowledge the comments whenever I can. So I thought it would be fun for me to share some of my answers to the questions you guys have been asking on my videos. Alright, so let me pull up your comments and questions. Okay, here's one from Jasmine, and she says, quick question, I want to take my brothers to the barbers. What would you ask for if you want it cut like this? Alright, so what she's referring to is the haircut that my son has in the boys curly hair video that I posted. Now this video I posted about a year ago, and it's one of my most popular videos on my channel. So if you haven't watched it, I'll link it up for you. It's too cute. My little boy, I did his little curly hair routine, and it's just so adorable. So if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you check it out. So she was asking for the name of the haircut that he has. For those of you that don't know, my husband is a barber, so he cuts our son's hair. So had to ask him because I don't know what the cut was called. So he says it's called a bald taper, or if you are from New York, it's called a blowout. So I will link the video so you can check it out, what the cut looks like, and if any of you are interested in getting that haircut, that's what you'd ask for at the barbershop. Okay. So another question on that same video of my son's curly hair routine, Jose Caraballo, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he says, this is a beautiful kid. Is he Puerto Rican? Well, thank you so much, Jose, for that comment. I do appreciate it. And no, he is not Puerto Rican. So myself and my husband were both Cape Verdean. We were both born in Cape Verde. My son is Cape Verdean American, so no, he's not Puerto Rican, but we do get a lot of questions and comments about being of Hispanic descent, which of course is expected. I mean, we all come from the same place, we just landed in different islands. But yeah, not Puerto Rican. However, thank you so much for the compliment and question. But yeah, he's Cape Verdean. Okay, so the next question comes from Vanessa. She says, thank you so much for this. I've been looking for the first style for a while, and what she's referring to is the easy head wrap hairstyle video that I posted. So she says, thank you so much for this. I've been looking for the first style for a while. By the way, how's it called? The brush I'm gonna assume she means you use to define your edges. I keep trying to find it, but I don't know the name, and they're certainly not common here in France. So hello, Vanessa in France. Thank you so much for your question. I did reply to her answer, and basically said that the brush that I'm using is not really an edge brush. However, I did mention to her that it's just a regular bristle brush. It's just a skinnier version of the brush, of a bristle brush. But I do know what she's talking about, and I'm not sure if they're available in France. I know they are out here in the States. But I did give her an alternative option. She could always use a toothbrush that has soft bristles. That will always do the trick. You don't need to spend tons and tons of money on, you know, special design brush. You could just use an old toothbrush, and that will do the trick just as well to lay your edges. Okay, next question I have is from Rihanna, And she left this video, I'm sorry, she left this question on one of my one product wash and goes. I believe it's the one that I did using the Cantu's Curl Activator Cream. She asked me, what shampoo and conditioner do I use? So I told her that I use various shampoos and conditioners. I'm not too particularly picky about them, but my favorites usually tend to come from Shea Moisture, and I do have a whole series on my favorites products, so I will link that for you guys, the playlist. But I do have a video on my favorite shampoos. I also have a video on my favorite conditioners, so you guys can go and check those out. Moving on to the next question. Okay, so this is kind of like a comment, not really a question, but a comment, and I just wanted to address it because I do get this from time to time in real life and online. And this comes from Aaliyah, and she says, I'm probably not the first one to say this, but you are so beautiful. Thank you so much, Aaliyah. I do appreciate that. You kind of remind me of Cardi B, but literal, just aesthetically. So I have gotten that comment before, and I appreciate it. Thank you. And I thought it was pretty hilarious. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that I resemble Cardi B? I don't know. So again, I've got this in both real life and online, so it's not just the pictures. It's actually, you know, I guess we just resemble each other. So okay guys, so another question on my son's curly hair routine video. Again, this is a very popular video, so I do get a lot of questions on there. And PS4 Reef asks, hey, for this style, after doing everything in this video, what does he use to sleep or wrap it up at night that you would recommend, like a do-rag or a scarf? So again, I responded to his question, basically telling him that, you know, for my son, I really don't wrap his hair at night. To be honest, the routine that I did was just to kind of help give his hair a little boost of moisture. It was summertime, he was in the pool, he was, you know, out in the sun at the beach, so it was just doing a lot of damage to his hair. So I just wanted to give him a nice deep conditioning treatment, and that's really what it was for, was it really to maintain the style. I really don't mind his hair messing up at night. His hair is pretty short, so it's manageable in the morning, and what we typically do is we just refresh his hair with some water and a little bit of leave-in conditioner or styling product, and he's good to go. So I don't wrap his hair, but I do have two daughters who I will wrap their hair when I braid their hair, or they have some type of hairstyle that I would like to preserve. But for us, we just put our hair up in either a loose bun or a pineapple when we sleep. And we also sleep on satin pillowcases. You can sleep on silk or satin. Satin is just, you know, what we use. But yeah, so we just sleep on satin pillowcases, which helps to help you retain moisture in your hair. Cotton pillowcases will tend to absorb oils more than the satin, so that's a helpful tip for those of you looking to preserve your styles and your wash and goes and minimize frizz. Alright, so the next question comes from Tosh. She says, I know this is an old video, but I just found your channel, so I've been binge watching. Thank you again, Tosh, for watching. I have a question though. Hopefully you will see this. How long does it take to shingle your entire head of hair? We both have pretty much the exact same type of hair and length, so I'm curious to see if I'd want to take the time to do this. Your results are bomb. Thank you again, Tash. So she commented on my curly hair routine video where I use the shingling method. So if you want to know more about the shingling method, you can check that video. I will link that for you as well. And to be honest, it doesn't take much time to shingle my hair. I would probably say about 10 minutes. And the only thing though that I mentioned in my response to her is that you can get a good arm workout out of it, especially when you're shingling up here. So that was the only thing, but it shouldn't take too long. Again, it depends on how much hair you have on your head. It depends on how small you make the curls that you're shingling. However, for me, it usually takes about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so the next comment comes from Elsa. Elsa says, your hair looks beautiful. Thank you, Elsa. What is your hair type? I have the same type of hair as yours. So I typically classify my hair as 3B/3C. I think I have a video on curl type and the fact that I really don't follow it when it comes to how to take care of my hair. I go more in depth on what you really need to know about your hair to help with taking care of it. I think knowing your curl type just kind of helps other people to know what your hair looks like, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend going by, you know, hair type in terms of the letter number combination to determine how to take care of your hair, because I might be a 3B and Elsa might also be a 3B, but my hair might be drier than hers. My hair might have a higher porosity than hers or lower porosity. So knowing those things and other things will determine what products are best for my hair, which might not necessarily be best for her hair. So I typically just encourage people to learn those characteristics about their hair to help them with learning how to manage and maintain their curls. So Trent asks, so for us low porosity people, should we use the shower cap every time we condition our hair? I'm new to this and I'm really trying to understand how the routine goes. Well, thank you so much for your question, Trent. And he also added, and when I say use the heat cap every time, I mean every day. He goes on to say, he was typing as he was watching the video. So he says, my hair does absorb water very well, but it gets dry very fast afterwards too. So based on what Trent was telling me, I commented back saying that it sounded like he has high porosity hair, because high porosity hair will take in moisture very quickly, but just as fast as it takes in that moisture escapes out of the hair as well. So it sounded like he had high porosity hair, so I don't think he necessarily needs to use a conditioning/heating cap when he deep conditions his hair, because his hair doesn't really need the heat. Again, if I'm giving you too much details, or if the information I'm sharing is just way over your head, I would recommend the video that actually talks about the things you need to know to care for your curly hair. So I will link that video for you as well. But yeah, so people with low porosity hair, I do recommend whenever you deep condition your hair to use a heating cap that just helps your hair to, that just helps the product to penetrate your hair better when there's heat involved, like natural heat from your own body. Okay, so I have another question here from Kimon, and she says,